Okay, welcome. Today is another Sunday, and it is another episode of the soloQue podcast where I don't know what I'm doing. I just talk to myself and I try to see if I can carry my own damn ass on my own 2 feet. Yes, let's go with that one. Um, Again, I'm going to try to make this another kind of short episode because I'm really bad. If there's one thing I really do need to write down and say improve on is list or topics. Get an actual list of topics to work on. Actually, there's a ton of stuff that I think I need to work on that I have not. That's no bueno. Let me just I have to log this because if you don't know already, I have a log of stuff. I have a log for my stream, which I record this on stream. I've always decided whether I should just record this, generally, or if I should stream it. And I think streaming is what keeps me, I don't know, what's the word, honest? I don't know if it's just honest, but it keeps me going. Now, as for the actual full editing of the podcast, difficult. I don't think I take the time. I probably should make the time, but I don't take the time. I don't make the time. Kind of annoying. Okay. So, kind of honestly, going off of that, this week has been terrible because I stayed up for about till 4 a.m. every single night. No good. Don't do that because it totally messes you up. And the funny thing, well, even funnier, I'm trying to see if I can, what do you call it? Well, wake up earlier, like get a better schedule and start doing stuff and not feel like total garbage when I wake up in the morning. Not doing so well on that because again, 4 a.m. But I have installed applications on my phone and the computer, believe it or not. Well, then again, everything the computer has is an app. This is an application. But the computer version is called, I think it was called Influx or just Flux or something. Yeah, it's one of those that its whole purpose is to wait a second, change the huh the, ooh words, they're not flowing today. Flux changes the white light on the computer to a more warmer orangish color. Why? Because white light is what keeps you awake during the night, believe it or not. I think I already have okay, like a couple of things I noticed, and the one is called like Twilight, which is the app for the phone, which is the same thing except it turns into a more red for me. I just don't mess with it because I don't want to mess it up. Anyways, going forward, another thing I believe it was taken like something about an hour beforehand, go to bed, so you have time to wind down. Then another one, use the bed only for sleep because that trains your brain. I think I've got that one down, or not. I don't remember doing too much with in the bed recently, but sleeping has been something I've been doing a lot. I did a lot of that today. I did a lot of that this week. I'm not happy about it. It's the exact opposite of what I want to do. Let me see. Let's just see. Oh, right, the last one, and the one I've done the least, which because it requires setup. Opening up the blinds. That's supposed to, when the sun rises, let sunshine actually come in and say, well, it wakes you up because something to deal with melanin and hitting your face and just do that. It hits you in the face. It says it tells your body to wake up. I believe that's how it works. I don't think it's complicated, but I just don't know how the biological function works. Something about hitting the skin produces melanin. Melatonin, not melanin. Um, let's just see. we have all that. What else? Well, trying to think of stuff that goes along with all of the. So, yeah, the week is terrible. Because of that terrible week, I think the week before is also just as terrible. Got the podcast up literally the last minute. Yay! Productivity. Haven't played much Breath of the Wild. Actually, I don't think I've played any Breath of the Wild this week. Just dead. Dead. Not good. I did start a new game, though. I started the next Shovel Knight. Treasure Trove is finally out. You know, it's finally changed over. You can buy Treasure Trove or the different titles. And Spectre of Torment came out. And my god, is it really different. Aside from the fact that, okay, so how do I put this? One, Spectre Knight. Well, of course, his model is smaller than in, say, the what do you call it? In the original Shovel Knight game. But he acts differently, right? So he is a strict platforming character, similar to think like Shovel Knight, where the Plague Knight was. He was technically platforming, but he wasn't. How do I put this? He wasn't about precision. He wasn't about like, you know, he had awkward angles, which might not appeal to some people. Hence, you know, why some people might not buy his campaign. But yeah, he wasn't about precision, while Shovel Knight was. Shovel Knight was. Sorry, I had to say that again. But Spectre Knight, similar but not so similar. Okay, he's more about mobility. He's got this series of game design. And also, a lot of everything's pretty much changed. You know, there's like some common elements that existed in the previous one, but then changed around. I think they even like made different music tones, like the original King's Knight song is like much more cheery than its original form. Maybe because it's a prequel. Yeah, the game itself is a prequel. Let's see. The way the game. Okay, so he has the ability to he has some small ability. It doesn't get used that much. The ability to grind on rails. He does, just like all the others. They get cloaks that allow them to do special things. One of his is actually is grinding on ground as if it were rails. He also does the similar thing where Plague Knight, if you don't know, he gets the ability to press down, I think, or something, and just dance. Because why not? It's funny. But Spectre Knight, if you push down, he gets to stand menacingly. It's funny. Also, he walks on walls, and he's all about mobility. He can jump to any enemy, and all of the enemy placement is literally there to help you jump from point A to point B. They also have like little torches and differing elements that allow him to jump directly to it. So they couldn't just, because what was it? Let's say going back to Plague Knight, everything he did was surrounded around his bombs, right? So he could use those to traverse terrain. They had to change some of the terrain in order to make it more manageable. But for Plague Knight, they had to change, you know, pretty much the majority of the level design, or maybe not the majority, but a large portion of it. I mean, a large portion. Boss fights are different. The bout against Black Knight is really different. He gets a steed. It's a turtle rhino, it looks like. Anyways, all of his items, unlike Shovel Knight's items, are, you know, relics that he finds. And one of the big reasons why I do not call this a Mega Man game, because a lot of people say, oh, it's like a Mega Man game. No. The relics are not the key point to the game. You can beat the game without the relics and be perfectly fine. And you can say the same thing about Mega Man, but no, that's called a Buster Only run intentionally, because I don't think any enemies actually have a full-on weakness to everything, and you don't get the items from the enemies themselves. I don't remember what Plague Knight gets, what they're called. They're not called curios or curiosity thing. They're not called baubles. What they are is he receives every I think that it's supposed to be either a side mission or a mission that goes in tandem to what Plague Knight is doing, I guess, or what Shovel Knight is doing. I'm thinking that's what's happening. But yeah, he gets all those relics, finds them useless, and then a guy says, "Oh, those relics are totally useless. I can totally take them off your hand and just, give you other neat stuff, and you get neat stuff as Plague Knight." But then here in you get curios. Spectre Knight gets curios by collecting red skulls, and it's very morbid because there's a guy with a red skull named Red who's looking for his wife named Scarlet. Oh my god, it's crazy. It's creepy. But yeah, the biggest difference, there is no main map. It's just a warp because you're centered out of the tower. Oh, Arcana. I like that. I like it so much, so much, so much. I'm sorry. The Order of No Quarter. It's just so fun. King's Knight is gonna have one. I don't know how much else to say because you collect red skulls. You don't have a map, but you do get curios, and the curios are completely side to anything. You get a darkness meter, which is I know that Plague Knight's meter auto recharges. The shadow meter actually charges. It's kind of like, it's more like magic where it has a specific set limit, but it doesn't have a number, unlike Shield Knight or Plague Knights. Shovel Knights. I don't remember this. One Spectre fucking Torment. Okay, yeah, I can say like major differences. The story is prequel to both these. Health bar is named Will. Magic renamed Darkness and refilled by Darkness Charge, which pretty much drops from a lot of shit, and you don't really run out of Darkness as much. And I think there's even ones that are, well, it runs like magic. Curios are the relevant equipment which are allowed to use special abilities. Again, all the curios are just found by talking to Red. You don't find them in each mission. Will and Darkness can be increased permanently by opening something called Wisp chests. Wisp chests are, so you don't like get meal tickets. I think Plague Knight doesn't even do that. Or maybe I think he can upgrade his maximum health, but he doesn't really do it in the standard way. I know that one way he does it is with what's the word? Tonics. He can slash dash. Things like throwing his scythe and stuff. Well, throwing a scythe is completely impossible unless you have like the specific curio. So it's like you don't get to do a lot of the cool stuff he does in the. He also apparently has a very short jump. Also, his jumps break things like sand, unlike there are new enemies, mini bosses, and bosses. Some optional bosses were removed, and the existing bosses have different attacks or variations. Core stages have heavily altered to accommodate Shovel Knight's or Spectre Knight's abilities. Also, that reminds me, there are some surfaces that you can't climb on or walk on, and that was completely, you could totally see that was going to happen. Right? Some. Core stages removed, but there are new levels exclusive to his campaign. Base of operation there. Dark portals. All 9 major stages are accessible at the beginning and can be completed in any order. So yeah, again, that makes it sort of similar to Mega Man because remember, Shovel Knight, you couldn't do that. The reason why also because Mega Man's more like a boss rush game where you use things and go in a cycle. You actually have to go through each, specific enemies at that time. So I don't count it as a Mega Man game. Phantom Striker is encountered as the Lichyard boss. The new tower climbing minigame replacement for Mona's minigame, of course. I'm not gonna go for plot. Plot is there. But yeah, that's fun. That's a really fun thing. I like it. Like it a lot. Yeah, he's pretty much just like a no nonsense kind of guy. I think he flies in yeah, he does fly, I think in the actual thing. Oh my god. In the body swap apparently his portrait is like a Vector of Torment is this. Yeah, it's funny. We do get to see who he is in like life. Oh, I like how they got all the curios and stuff. Oh yeah, also he gets a healing item. Sorry, they did have to change a lot to like his model and stuff. Um, hmm. I like how they had changed up his when he turns into like a female for the body swap mode. By the way, they have a body swap mode. I've been thinking about literally just making a video where the entire thing is either an entire playthrough or level by level, basically a quote unquote let's play where you buy the golden armor and then you do New Game Plus because you can, and you have the golden armor equipped at the end, and literally it's just be golden, be armor, be gold armor. And maybe break everything and use no relics for Shovel Knight. Because Shovel Knight's the one with gold armor. There's also, useless armor, which is just really expensive because fuck it. You can do that, and I want to do that. And that's be the entire thing. Also, every time you die, you just speed it back up all the way to get to the place you died at. Anyways, that's a lot. That's enough about Shovel Knight. Something I wanted to briefly touch about. I saw that's coming. Is called. Where is it? All right, the Twitch affiliate program. Yeah, so Twitch announced this like yesterday? I think it was 2 days ago. What it is, it's basically a kind of a quote unquote bridging the gap between, well, let's say Twitch affiliate program puts qualified streamers one step closer towards the dream of making a living from their passions. Twitch affiliates can start earning income on Twitch by enabling bits on their channel while they build their audience to and work towards the coveted status of Twitch partner. Additional revenue options will be available for affiliates as the program develops, including subscriptions, ads, and game sales. And the whole main thing you need to go do is it's an invite. Okay, they send out an invite. Okay, I don't know. Maybe there's an application process, but right now it seems like when it starts, there's going to be an invite. It's like at launch, we will invite non-partnered Twitch streams who have at least 500 minimum broadcast or minutes, 500 total minutes broadcast at least in the past 30 days. I do about 45 to 60 hours. 500 minutes is 8 hours. Like Jesus, and I don't even do this, and I do this with nobody. At least 7 unique broadcast days in the last 30 days. I'm guessing that means when you broadcast, you do at least 7 days. Let me look at this month real quick. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh wow, I did 11, and I'm pretty sure last month I don't have it was at least 15. So I do like twice that amount. An average of 3 concurrent viewers or more over the last 30 days. Unfortunately, that's where I'm going to falter. And at least 50 followers. Yeah, I know I won't drop down to there, but I've got like almost double that. Still can't seem to get double that, but oh well. Within a few weeks after your channel becomes eligible, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if they've rolled this out yet. They do have instructions on how to do it, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like they've rolled it out yet. Whatever. All I know is I don't really care to do this unless they decide to, again, contact me specifically. If they contact me, yeah, sure, I'll do it. I mean, it won't benefit me. I don't think it will be that awesome of a gap closer because I don't know if it will actually help people. I don't know. It seems like it's there for, it seems like a lot of people will be able to use it. The question is, will it actually be useful? Because the main thing about like working your way up is you need to be able to like what do you call it, how do I put this? People who end up getting a subscription button still are not well off. Okay? The people who end up surviving off of that don't survive off of subscriptions. They survive off of tips, which is not a bad thing. It's just a thing that happens. Either that or you do have to stay at your job. So this is kind of like a subscription light without the sub button just yet, and kind of minimal stuff. They'll provide you like, oh, here's all your stuff for taxes and all that stuff. Awesome, I guess. And I don't hate it. I don't know if it's really going to like do anything, because it's like not a 2-step or a 3-step process or anything to get up from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah blah blah. No, and it doesn't really help you do things. What it says is, for a Twitch affiliate, what you do get is, say, cheering with bits, yes, which is again kind of like tips. Okay. But you don't get like no custom cheer emotes. Okay, subscriptions. It says coming soon with 1 sub emote. Yeah. And I'll be honest, 1 seems very meh. I mean, I don't think they should get a lot, but I think like 2 or 5. 5 might be pushing it, but at least 2 or 3. Game sales coming soon, ads coming soon, video tools. Video tools. It says transcodes as available with priority access. Apparently I have those, I guess. I don't know. Past broadcast storage, 14 days, so you don't get anything extra, because the 60 days is the Twitch partner. Stream delay, no stream delay option. Blah, blah, blah. Payment terms, chargeback protection, yes, apparently. Payout time frame, 60 days instead of 45 days, probably because, fraud stuff, because you have like several times over. Also, by the way, people who don't think about this, it's not just paperwork and taxes and stuff you have to worry about. There's systems and other things you just don't know that are a lot of overhead. So why is everybody not a Twitch partner? Probably because a fraud system is something you have to do. Payout fees covered by affiliates. Payout time frame, payout fees covered by Twitch for the Twitch partner. Customer service is standard support queue, because you don't get anything priority, blah, blah, blah. So there's no real huge benefit. Verified chat badge, no. Channel page icon, no idea what the fuck that means. Oh, okay, so that's a coming soon for Twitch partner, and you don't get, and they don't get it. I know, I get why Twitch partner or Twitch affiliates wouldn't get it, because they're just affiliates. But if you also notice my groaning, this is something I don't want to really go on to, but first off, I always feel like a lot of people focus too much on passion of stuff. Okay, I don't have a problem with passion. Passion is awesome, but it says living their passion. I don't want to work on my passion. I want to find something I'm good at and then be awesome at that. And I also want to make video games, even if I'm not good at that. Okay, I'm not against the idea of doing passion or going for a dream, but I don't know. Just looking at this makes me think I don't really want to do this as a long-term solution to anything. It just doesn't seem. Just does not seem like a thing that makes sense to me. Not anybody else. You can go do your thing. If someone wants to stream full time, go do it. But like, I don't want to stream full time for like 5-10 years, if that actually is a thing, for 5-10 years, because I don't know. I like the idea of assembling something as opposed to not. I don't know. I don't want to get onto that, because that's something I should probably talk about at a different time entirely. I'm just saying, I always feel like streaming itself seems like a supplementary thing to the other stuff you do, not the main thing that you do. But people do it as a main thing. It's just something that doesn't make sense to me. And the only reason why people do it as a main thing is because people pay them to do it. That's it. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing either. It's just the only reason why is money is there. To me, it just doesn't make sense as a full-time gig to do. For me. I have to emphasize that for me part, because people tend to get that misinterpreted. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to do this full-time. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to want to do this full-time. I am saying, for me, it makes no sense. It does not seem fulfilling to do this like for the next 10 years. I want to make stuff and have it be permanent, not highlights, because highlights tend to be a lot less interesting than permanently crafted content that was actually, crafted. That's me. Speaking about crafted content that can last forever, I've started watching a series called Ruby. Also speaking about passion, Ruby, because first off, it's a series by Rooster Teeth, which I'm going to be perfectly honest, I watched the first 100 episodes of Red versus Blue when I was in high school, and I thought that was the end. And for some reason, I never caught up with it after that. I don't know what they. Anyways, years later in the military, I realized, oh, they have like almost 10 seasons. What the fuck? When did this happen? Yes. So I have the first 5 seasons on actual video, DVD. And it's funny because around the time when I was watching it, the idea of, you make a thing and you do it consistently, getting paid for it wasn't like a thing, was a thing that happened sometimes, but not all the time. So Patreon didn't exist, YouTube didn't do partner stuff. It's just one of those things. So, some years later, I hear about Ruby. I have no idea what the fuck it is. I think I've seen, the first time I saw it was an AMV. I didn't see it. I saw something about it. I'm like, what the fuck is RWBY? I would have never thought to call it Ruby. It's a weird alliteration thing. I don't think that's actually alliteration. That's just a wrong word. It's like a play on words, kind of. Doesn't matter. Anyways, what can I say? It's a 3D animated. It's a 3D animated based anime. That's the best way to put it. Because apparently the creator, the late Monty Ohm, literally suggested we should make an anime. And thus they did. And it is good. I know some people talk about the performances and how well it's done. First off, Rooster Teeth, they do a lot of shit now. Yeah, they've been around again since I was in high school. Which is kind of weird to think about it, but almost, let's just see. About 10 years, 9 years, 10 years. 2008 is when I graduated. So yeah. Probably over that. Shoot. No, wait, 15 seasons of Red versus Blue. I'm pretty sure that means. Anyways, doesn't matter. I don't really know what to talk about it really. It has 4 volumes. I've now caught up. By the way, it's one of the reasons why I have lost a lot of fucking sleep. Because I did it. I binged through an entire weekend and now I'm just dead. Hooray. But it's good. I don't know. I have things I want to talk about it, but it seems like it's kind of like senseless and formless. It might be better to literally make a video about it, but then again, I have to find time to make the video, which I have. The effort, because you do have to write down everything, and I'm trying to find out ways to write better and write larger things without stalling. That's happened 2 months in a row. Let's just say it's an action series. Starts in a school setting. It does deviate away from the school setting at one point. Just take that as it is. I don't want to give spoilers because it is about 4 years old. It's a consistent work in progress because the beginning, it's okay. I mean, it has excellent fight choreography. And among that fight choreography, I don't know how good the animation is in the fights itself, but I know that the animation is okay between here and there. I mean, it's not perfect. I can't say it's perfect because yeah. I just can't say it's perfect, but it does get way, way better. Well better. Something. Gets pretty good later. And again, not perfect, but still pretty good. The music is amazing. Voice acting is, I'm pretty sure it's good. I can't tell good and bad voice acting. I honestly can't, so I am not a good judge of that. I don't know. I want to avoid not like just talking about a whole lot of stuff all at once, especially spoiler stuff, because I don't want to put up the spoiler tag. Well, the real funny part about it is I've watched it like almost 2 times through. And I don't know, it's good. I do recommend it. Again, I think some people who are into animating might just look at it and say, "Yeah, the animation's kind of iffy." And I will say that's because it's Rooster Teeth. I do believe they're good, but not like godly. You know, they're not a huge company. Like they're not 500 people strong. They're like 250 or something. I enjoy it, and I've said that like several freaking times. It says video game company online. It's not an actual video game company. It's a production company. Yeah, about 250 as of this month. Shoot. Like, I'm pretty sure there are things I want to talk about, aside from the fact that I can't formulate all my thoughts. And at the same time, some of the thoughts are just spoilerific. I just say it has a scythe wielder, punch person with a rapier, I think, or a foil. I don't know. Reason is because I know things about the rapier. Then you have a person with, I think it's a katana or a ninja. I don't know what the ninja katana is called, like ninja ken or something like that. And well, a lot of the characters have multi-purpose weapons where they turn into a gun. That alone is like awesome. I do think it was well realized. I think it was later. I think it was the fall or something when the next volume's coming out, Volume 5. I really wanted to talk about more, but I cannot think about anything else to talk about. Well, regardless, I think that'll do it for me tonight. Not a lot going on with me, just a lot of trying to not procrastinate. I guess the best way to put it is I'm a person who would love to be more productive, but I'm unfortunately very unproductive. If you know anything about Monty, apparently he was a motherfucker who was time efficient and really like dedicated to the point where it may have adversely affected his health. And no, that is not the reason for his fortunate circumstance. No. It was something else entirely. It sucks. But been not awesome person to meet. But no, I'm a person who tries to get stuff done, but have trouble getting the stuff done. Actually, I have trouble getting started. I do plan to do one video. Okay, it is a quarterly review. I want to do another one on top of this. Okay, I'm not gonna say what the video I wanted to work on was. Is the one that was supposed to come out in March. It didn't. Instead, the Aishika came out. I love that video, even though it is kind of just meh as to what it was about. But I love it still. What else? I don't know. That seems like about it. This is a quarterly review. It's probably going to be, I'm thinking 10 minutes. Might be much shorter, but it probably won't be 3 minutes long. It's a personal video, not emotional personal, but more like this video only has relevance to me, but maybe you might like to watch it. Or maybe not. Who knows? Who cares? It's kind of like this podcast where I'm doing this for my own benefit. I don't think anyone actually watches or listens to this, but who cares? Get on with it. Well, I'm also thinking about maybe, just maybe, not doing 2 podcasts over the summer per month. Maybe. I don't think about canceling it, but I don't know if I should do 2. It's everything's a work in progress. We're going to have to see where everything leads us. So far, that's about it. I need to improve the podcast. I need to actually get my shit together, get topics. Also, show notes is a thing. Shit. Well, with all that said, I am going to stay with the usual. Give me a moment. All right. So, with all that said, I want to say thank you for watching and have a good night.